You ever feel like I've been praying on a situation for so long, I'm doing as the Bible told me to do, where Christ says, ask anything in my name, and nothing is really transpiring to how you believe it should? Things just don't seem right. Should I continue on praying? Let's talk about that today on your morning cup of inspiration. You know, I get this, or people ask me too about how can God be so cruel as to let things happen in the world, and they're praying for situations not only in the world but then for themselves and situations in their life, and they're not seeing answers. But I want to emphasize what the Bible tells us in a couple different places too. Over in Mark 1, chapter 1, verse 40 through 45. I just want to read that to you. And a leper came to Jesus, begging him and falling on his knees before him, saying, if you are willing, you are able to make me clean. Moved with compassion for his suffering, Jesus reached out with his hand and touched him and said to him, I am willing, be cleansed. He was willing. That leper asked him, he said, if you're willing. He was perfectly capable of accepting that he wasn't willing, but he knew this was Christ and God, and he asked him if he was willing. Now let's take that another step further. And see, this is what we expect too then. We expect answers just to be made in Christ and God just to answer it right then when we ask. But let's take it a step further. Over in Matthew 26, 39 through 56, I want to read this to you. I'm sorry, 39 through 42. But this is where Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. And it says, and going a little farther, he fell onto his face and prayed, saying, my God, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. See, he put that nevertheless in there because if it was God's will, he would take care of it. If not, he had a direction he was supposed to go in. He knew where the Lord was going to take care of him no matter what, but he had some consequences he was going to be facing for you and me. But over in 42, it says again, for the second time, he went away and prayed, my Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done. And that is what we have to remember whenever we're praying and asking God in certain situations for things or for situations to resolve or to happen. This is what we have to pray. If your will be done. Is it your will? Are you willing? Is this what if you can, if you want. But this is all God's doing. And he commands us to ask him anything in his name. And there's that song, sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. They're all answered. They're all answered in one way or the other. But we have to look at it this way too. God is in control. We are doing as he commanded us, and he's going to take care of us down the end. All right? So I want to leave that with you today. Don't give up. Keep reaching out. Pray for those needs that God puts on your heart. But tell him, Lord, if this is your will, be done. And if not, if this isn't the way I see it, then work it out the way that you see it's going to be best for me and for everyone around me. All right? Bless you all. I look forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a great day.